How can Robert Pattinson's Batman be brought into the DCU and meet Superman? After set photos revealed our first look at the Superman costume, many people began speculating about how this version of Superman would look alongside Robert Pattinson's Batman. The contrast between the two is perfect, with Superman's bright colors in a heroic suit and Batman's dark colors in an armor-based costume, perfectly capturing the dynamic between these two heroes with drastically different approaches to the same goal. To start off, let us know in the comments below if you think it would be better to see Robert Pattinson's Batman joining the DCU with Superman and other heroes, or if you prefer Batman to have his own separate universe. We really want to hear your opinion. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. This project will only grow with your support. As it grows, I'll bring you more videos. Here's a tip. Hit that share button. It'll generate a link. Send it to your WhatsApp and Telegram groups, all right? Okay, moving on. While I was making this video, I noticed James Gunn liked a comment about what he thinks of Superman, David Corenswet, Batman, and Robert Pattinson together in a fan art, which could be a hint. What do you guys think? But for now, if you didn't know, this isn't likely to happen. The Batman universe is meant to be separate, known as Elseworlds, while the DCU will introduce its own version of Batman, more experienced but not much older, in Batman, Brave and the Bold, which belongs to the main DCU universe. To differentiate the two Batmans, it seems likely that the DCU's Batman will adopt a lighter color scheme, maybe blue, and a different costume design, which could work really well. That said, having two Batmans in live action at the same time will probably be confusing for the general audience. With the success of the Batman and its established cast, it still seems like a missed opportunity not to incorporate this Batman into the DCU. It's not too late to make that happen. Let's explore this idea in this video. In this video, I'll analyze how Batman's world could fit into what we know about the DCU and how this integration would change things. For instance, instead of having the Batman Part 2 and the Batman, Brave the Bold, we could have a movie called Batman, the Brave and the Bold. At this point, if I had to guess, the DCU's Batman timeline would be set at least a decade after the release of The Brave and the Bold, because he's already on his fourth Robin, Damian Wayne. If we were to incorporate the Batman's timeline, it would be cut in half, since Bruce Wayne was born in 1991 and debuted as Batman in 2020 at the age of 28 or 29. If James Gunn's statement about Clark being the same age as David Corenswet is true, Bruce would be only 2 years older than Clark. This would likely compress the modern superhero era timeline from 10 years to just 5 years, which could be odd considering Batman wouldn't be one of the first heroes. This is one of the most problematic aspects of incorporating the Batman into the DCU. We'd have a world where Batman debuted just 3 years before Jamie Reyes became Blue Beetle, and Ted Kord would have started his career at the same time as Batman. Batman would have made his debut at most 1 year before Peacemaker. That seems pretty weird. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. In the Batman's universe, there are no other superheroes, but this was never explicitly stated, and the film takes place entirely in Gotham. It's during the events of the Suicide Squad, when Harley Quinn was already active and a member of the squad. Batman and the Joker already have a history during the events of the Batman, so it's possible that Harley Quinn made her debut early in Batman's career, perhaps even during his first year. The Joker appeared, was sent to Arkham, and transformed Harleen Quinzel into Harley Quinn. By 2021, she was in prison, got recruited by the Suicide Squad, and completed 2 missions in just 1 year. Pretty fast-paced, don't you think? Let me know what you think in the comments below. It's a bit strange and doesn't fit perfectly, but it doesn't completely break the universe. Face more fantastical enemies later on, just not before the events of the Batman. Captain Boomerang's appearance in the Suicide Squad suggests that the Flash was active before 2021, likely debuting around the same time as Batman. Mongo's presence implies that Superman has already ventured into space, possibly making his debut before or simultaneously with Batman. As for Hal Jordan, he's said to be known as a Green Lantern Corps legend during the Lantern events taking place around 2026 and 2027. So it's reasonable to assume he debuted in 2020 alongside Batman, Superman, and The Flash. Other founding Justice League members like Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Martian Manhunter, and Green Arrow don't have their timelines revealed yet, but it's possible that all these heroes debuted between 2019 and 2021, having been active for about 4 to 6 years by the time of the Superman movie events. When it comes to aligning all these characters, having them debut around the same time and fitting Batman into the DCU, it seems to work out so far. Of course, this is all in good faith. The issue lies with the film The Brave and the Bold, which is currently in development with Andy Muschietti as director. It's meant to introduce Damian Wayne and an already established Bat family. This concept would need to be completely overhauled. While The Brave and the Bold is confirmed to introduce the fourth Robin, rumors suggest that the first Robin might actually debut in The Batman Part 2, with Dick Grayson potentially appearing in the role. Rather than starting with an established Bat family, the DCU would need to build one from scratch, beginning with Batman early in his crime-fighting career. In our theory, The Batman Part 2 would be renamed Batman, the Brave and the Bold, set for release in 2026, 4 years after the first installment. This new film could take advantage of the significant time jump to skip over Dick Grayson's origin story, which is challenging to portray in an action movie given Grayson's young age when he becomes Robin. In this scenario, Dick would have already been Robin for 2 or 3 years, making him about 15 or 16 years old. This would set him up to be replaced by Jason Todd in the future when he'd join the Teen Titans and become Nightwing. This would also have an impact on the Batgirls. Instead of Cassandra Cain, whose DCU debut would be pushed back, Barbara Gordon would be a teenager and serve as the DCU's Batgirl for quite some time. The biggest effect would be on all the sidekicks and the Teen Titans, since each generation of sidekicks revolves around Robin. After the announcement of the Teen Titans movie, I imagine the team would be led by Damian Wayne, with characters like Wally West and Starfire being the same age as Dick Grayson, who's already an adult in the DCU. In this alternate universe where the Batman is part of the DCU, Wally West would be Kid Flash, Starfire, and Wonder Girl would be teenagers alongside Beast Boy, Raven, and Cyborg, all centered around Robin Dick Grayson, who would later become Nightwing and be replaced by Jason Todd. Characters like Barty Allen and Cassandra Sambach wouldn't be introduced until later on. This approach would work better for the Teen Titans, allowing for an adaptation of the team's most popular version with everyone in the same age range, unlike the potentially awkward situation of different ages in the current DCU path. Speaking of the Penguin, his series would be the first DCU show to be fully released, coming out before Creature Commandos. The projects currently in production don't rule out the possibility of incorporating Batman into the DCU. It's unlikely that the Superman movie will delve too deep into Batman's timeline, maybe dropping a reference here and there, but nothing that would spoil the story. Superman could have been active for about 10 years, longer than Batman, which would be unusual but not impossible. There's Peacemaker Season 2 and possibly the Waller series, which could introduce Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke, and mention a history with Nightwing or the Teen Titans, but all of this is just speculation. To sum it up, Batman and everything established could indeed be incorporated into the DCU without contradictions, but it would significantly alter the DCU's timeline and characters. The other question is whether this should be done. Because with all these changes, we'd be risking the loss of an upcoming excellent Batman trilogy that might even surpass Christopher Nolan's trilogy with Christian Bale as Batman. We'd also be disrespecting director Matt Reeves' choice to build his own completely isolated Batman universe, which was always the original plan. Leave your opinion in the comments. Would you incorporate Batman into the DCU, or do you prefer them to remain separate and introduce a new Batman, your Dame Wayne? Comment below, and thanks for watching.